Hello, and welcome to Wanted. Today is June 29th, 2024. It's Season 1, Episode 19. I am Mayor Watt, and I run ohmTown.com, the news aggregation site. All news, no noise. And today I'm in my time machine. I went back a day. We'll be doing 10 articles. The first one is titled by me. So there's 10 articles that I title, but they have real titles. And I'm not on the actual show's page because it's a time machine, but so I can show you though. We'll go over to Wanted. So Wanted has its own page. It is a channel that has news aggregated specifically into it, but sometimes we grab content from other streams of news for shows. That's okay though. When we find something that we really like and we know that it needs to stay in Wanted, we can move it over there. But at any rate, that's all inside baseball. Today we're going to be talking about open earbuds, Tiny Titan coin-sized 3D printer, board games in 2024, Atari 50th anniversary, the Honda folding commuter scooter, dash cams, deals on grills, griddles, and more, a brute of a power station, that's their word, brute. I even feel weird saying it. And Dyson Bladeless fans, and the Steam Deck at its lowest price. Again, everything is powered by ohmTown.com. Go over, become a citizen. And be sure to follow us here on twitch.tv and us over on YouTube, and download the podcasts. There's 7 of them. I'll walk you through that on the other side of this. All right, folks. So I told you that I was going to walk you through how this works. So Wanted is one of our 7 podcasts. It is a weekly show that takes place on Saturday typically. And so I'm in my time machine and it's Saturday. Wink, wink. If you hit !want, it'll give you the show notes for today's show. And if you want to find out all of our podcasts, you hit !pod. This is in the chat over on Twitch. You know, I haven't done it over on YouTube. Huh. I'm not sure. I don't know if my bot's logged in over there. ohmTown is the name of the bot. Anyway, so the way that this works is we get 10 articles, we talk about them. The only thing that we've seen is, and by we, I mean me, Mayor Watt, and that right there are the visualizing elements for the sentient AI from the future that I found on a strange looking USB drive in a little hole, like a scoop, like a time bubble had popped right there, and out comes this strange looking USB drive. It's like everything else didn't port over through the time travel device, just the storage device for the sentient AI that powers it. Kind of interesting, right? Yeah, I can't make it out. I don't know why, whatever happened, but anyway, so the sentient AI is not available right now, but denies being strange. Anyway, strange looking USB drive. I'll put it that way. But I went. This is in the parking lot of a Wendy's at 2:00 in the morning. I was hungry. It was supposed to be open 24 hours. They didn't have the spicy boneless wings that I wanted. They stopped selling them the day before. I was really bummed. But hey, I found this really neat, strange USB drive. Put it in a Raspberry Pi with a M.2 hat so that I could have fast storage. And lo and behold, it self-compiled, created its own interface, and represented itself to me as a cascade of strange characters, kind of like the Matrix, but not the Matrix. But the AI and I learned how to communicate via this strange interface, and lo and behold, they're the co-host now. See? Anyway, little too much there. Let's get into the articles. First article's over in Reality Hacker. Bear Dynamic launches its first open ear earbuds. I don't know why they wrote that title like that, but the German audio brand, not Bader, it's Bayer Dynamic, has released the Vario 200, a set of open ear earbuds targeted at active lifestyles. So Simone Cohen over at digitaltrends.com put the article together. I'm always interested in new tech, and better, more responsive, higher quality headphones, earbuds work for me. See, I'm tethered right now to my microphone, which is, it's a USB-C microphone, but it's attached to a Beacon mixer. So the Beacon mixer, Beacon Create mixer, and then this Beacon mic work hand in hand. You don't need both. I recommend both. But I can listen to myself and the stream and everything else in real time, but I can't do that with any other device. Everything else would be near real time. But with a wired set, then I can. But this here is the Bayer Dynamic company, a German audio company best known for its high performance collection of wired open back studio headphones, has released the Vario 200, a set of open ear earbuds that let you hear the music, calls, or podcasts while remaining fully aware of your environment. See, when you wear closed over ear headphones, basically it muffles everything unless it's a loud sound. And then with noise cancellation, you really can't hear anything if you're distracted. Well, these are just true wireless earbuds, so there's no connective wire between the left and right side, and they're $200. It says comes in a choice of black cream or black orange combo known as the sport option. So orange and black is the new sport. Let's see here what else. Each Vario earbud sports a 16.22 millimeter custom designed graphene neodymium driver, which the company says will deliver precise sound and excellent bass, while the design of the earbuds minimizes sound leakage. Well, if it's open back, minimizes is the key word here. You turn it up too much and people around you can still hear it. It's probably going to come across to them as tinny and like a whisper, but you hear it just fine because it's inside your ear. The company's first wireless earbuds, the Freebird, that a manual EQ would have been a welcome addition to the existing EQ presets. So we're glad to see this change in the Vario 200. So I guess they're making these proactive updates. Let's see here. Uses aptics, adaptive codec for compatible Android devices. So aptics is basically the equivalent of the protocol that Apple uses for instantaneous communication, like automatically connecting, ease of connection, secure, etc. The Vario 200 uses a Bluetooth 5.3 connection, which can maintain contact with two devices simultaneously thanks to Bluetooth multipoint, which is a new addition. And Bayer Dynamic hasn't indicated if the buds will support the LE Audio or Auracast multipoint. So 2 integrated microphones will ensure crystal clear speech intelligibility as long as they get the timing right. Everything is fine in any environment, according to the company, and they're aided in this task by ambient noise detection and filtering. So usually there's a mic that's listening for ambient noise around you, and then it removes that from your voice when you are talking. It's kind of interesting stuff there. Anyway, they say 8 hours per charge, 27 hours additional for the charging case, and then so 35 hours total before you have to plug it in. A 10-minute charge will give you 60 minutes of listening time, so that's not bad. And then it's water and dust protection, IP54 rating. So just don't dip it in water and you'll be fine. So there's more minutia over here. Simon Cohen put the article together for Digital Trends. Let's keep going though. The next article is over in Technology Today. Tiny Titan, MIT's revolutionary coin-sized 3D printer fits in your pocket. Oh, and by the way, because this is a time machine episode, I have less than an hour to get the show done, so I may have to rush. This next article is about a 3D printer. Smaller than a coin, this tiny optical device could enable rapid prototyping on the go. I'm not sure about that. Researchers from MIT and University of Texas have developed this tiny 3D printer. Adam Zui? Or Zui? Or Zoe? I don't know. Massachusetts Institute of Technology put the article together. It's printed at, or posted at scitechdaily.com. The tiny device could enable a user to rapidly create customized low-cost objects on the go, like a fastener to repair a wobbly bicycle wheel or a component of a critical medical operation, which, if it's smaller than a coin, what's the size of the coin? Let's take a look at this thing. Let's see. The tiny device could enable a user to rapidly create customized low-cost objects on the go. By combining silicon photonics and photochemistry, the interdisciplinary research team was able to demonstrate a chip that can steer light beams to 3D print arbitrary two-dimensional patterns, including the letters MIT. Shapes can be fully formed in a matter of seconds. In the long run, they envision the system where a photonic chip sits at the bottom of a well of resin and emits a 3D hologram of visible light, rapidly curing an entire object in a single step. As long as it drains the resin, otherwise you end up with a toy having to be returned because it's apparently an issue. Anyway, the system is completely rethinking what a 3D printer is. It's no longer in a big box sitting on a bench in a lab creating objects, but something that is handheld and portable. Okay, look, the size of the object's build box, that is what dictates the success or failure of the printer for its particular use. I am not going to be able to print something the size of my fist on something the size of a coin. So I'm not quite seeing how this is going to work out. So experts in silicon photonics, the Noteros group, previously developed integrated optical phased array systems that steer beams of light using a series of microscale antennas fabricated on a chip using semiconductor manufacturing processes. No shit. So they wondered if such a device could be used for chip-based 3D printer. At about the same time they started brainstorming, the Page Group at UT Austin demonstrated specialized resins that can be rapidly cured using wavelengths of visible light for the first time. This was the missing piece that pushed the chip-based 3D printer into reality. So basically it's a microscale though. So I'm sure it'll do great for what its intended use is, but you'll still have to cure the part and you still have to be ultra delicate with it until it's cured. So building off the prototype, they want to move forward or move toward developing a system like the one they originally conceptualized, a chip that emits a hologram of visible light in a resin well to enable volumetric 3D printing in only one step. Good luck. But I want to see this thing. I want to see how big it is. They don't have a picture of it, at least not based on what I've seen. Okay, sorry for bouncing around, but let's keep going. The time machine's already warming up. The next article is over in the Warcrafter channel, the 17 best board games to play in 2024. And let me remind you, the show is named Wanted. All of these things are things that Mayor Watt wants, or somebody submitted an article to which there is something within it wanted. So let's talk about it. The 17 best board games to play in 2024. I'm really into board games. I try to play them as often as I can. I'm usually pretty busy with a bunch of other stuff going on, like running ohmTown. Talk to two different board game fans and you'll likely get two completely different all-time top 10 lists. Yes, maybe the whole of the list, sure, but Wingspan is somewhere on it, I'm sure, and I've never even played Wingspan. But talk to enough gamers and you'll find patterns emerge. Some of the common games will be in all-time classic board games. Others will be fondly remembered older games that topped the market in their respective eras. And of course, you'll get a sprinkling of recent titles that are soaking up all the limelight. So let's go over to IGN, who put the article together. And Matt Thrower does us a great service by saying the too long didn't read. The best board games to play now are Ark Nova, Cascadia, Summoner Wars, War of the Ring. That can't be the board games. Really? Hold on a second. Really? So Summoner Wars, War of the Ring, Cosmic Encounter, Brass, Birmingham, Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion, or Frosthaven. Pandemic Legacy Season 1 red version and blue version, Twilight Struggle, Agricola, The Crew, Mission Deep Sea, Lords of Waterdeep, Ticket to Ride, which I have an embargo on. The app version of it was great. For whatever reason, they lost their rights to the original version of it, wouldn't support it, and now I've paid a bunch of money for all of the maps, and it's a freaking brick. So, in a nutshell, screw you, Ticket to Ride. Get your act together, and the new replacement app sucks. Concordia, Codenames, The Castles of Burgundy, and of course, Wingspan. So they actually break it out. They give you a link to Amazon. They give you the age ranges for the various games. I'll let you go and check it all out. I didn't even know Summoner Wars was a board game. Maybe I did and I just blanked it out. I don't know. But they have the box art for each of them, and it seems like it is pretty informative. And then buried in here is also things like the best board game deals, Catan board game. The base game is $43. Arkham Horror 3rd Edition is $62. Codenames is supposed to be really good, and it's $20. Azul, which I have, is $32. It's fun to play, but you got to have time to play it. And you can just go on. So they got Frosthaven and Gloomhaven and so on. This is pretty neat. Yeah, I dig this. I like these kind of lists, but I can't go through this one by one, but it's a neat top 17 board games to play in 2024. Let's keep going. The next article is over in Technology Today. Atari's 50th anniversary edition or collection is getting a hefty update with nearly 40 additional games. Atari's pretty much started this whole home console gaming thing with the 2600, a precursor to the NES. That console is 45 years old, and Atari itself was formed over 50 years ago. To originally commemorate its 50th birthday, the company released a robust collection of games called Atari 50, the anniversary celebration. Now it's getting a hefty update with nearly 40 additional games, though Atari has yet to release the full list. The article is over at Engadget.com by Lawrence Bonk. The deck statement says there's also a physical edition with art cards and a whole lot more. I wonder how much that's going to cost. Let's find out. Let's see. So the Atari 50, the Anniversary Celebration Expanded Edition, also adds 2 new timelines to the software. Basically, these timelines are interactive history lessons about the company, complete with video games and playable games. One of the timelines is a deep dive into the company's history called The Wider World of Atari. And then it talks about Berserk and Pong and whatnot. No, that can't be. Really? The update rolls out this fall. It'll also be the definitive version moving forward. For new buyers, Atari 50 The Anniversary Celebration Expanded Edition costs $40, with a Steelbook Edition retailing for $50. It'll be available on just about every platform, including the Switch, PS4, 5, Xbox One, Series XS, and PC. And the Steelbook Edition is just for the Switch and PS5. It comes with art cards, arcade marquee signs, replica business cards, and more. Neat. I don't know, might have to get that. Atari was one of my first console games. It also taught me that I didn't really want to play console games, but that's okay. Computers for the win. Because I like a browser and more options to do stuff. I like an omni tool, not just a single-use tool. I'm picking fights, I know. Anyway, the next article is over in 4 Wheel Tech. Get matchy-matchy with Honda's 2 folding commuter scooters. I just like saying commuter scooters. That's why I picked this. The article is over at jalopnik.com by Bradley Brunell. If you want two kinds of folding Honda commuter bike separated by 42 years, this auction is for you. The kind of person who buys a Honda Moto Compacto or a vintage Moto Compacto, Moto Compo, is looking for convenience. These little folding scooters offer you the convenience of city mobility and fit in your trunk for last mile mobility ease. And if convenience is important to you, look no further than this Bring a Trailer auction featuring a brand new 0-mile Moto Compacto electric folding suitcase scooter and a nice recently imported 1981 Moto Compo. So the left one is the electric one. The right one is the, I think it's a gas version of it. So I dig these things. I don't know why. I'll probably never, like if I were to get one, I'd probably never use it. I do want an electric motorcycle though. That would be great. Mainly because I want the instant on and I don't want the sound of the motorcycle. I know that it's supposed to keep you safe and let the world know that you exist. But I'm not going to be, racing around on a freeway and whatnot. So anyway, while these machines are split by 4 decades in evolution, they share a freakishly common ethos. They're Unitarianly simplistic transport conveyances meant to be used every day by business people and city commuters to get where they're going. See, for me, if I were to drive this in to whatever city and park it somewhere, it's going to disappear. I mean, they're unique, they're kind of cute, but they're small, they're compact, and you leave anything in a big city and it's going to disappear if somebody's interested in it. And, with millions of people, somebody's going to be interested in it. So they talk about the Moto Compo and the Moto Compacto, and to a lesser extent, is seriously overpriced for what you get. But they are super convenient in a way that they are very similar to Bring a Trailer. You are overpaying for the convenience. It's a match made in heaven. Go overpay. It's so easy. Wow, they just hey, thanks for the lead, and then smacked Bring a Trailer right in the back of the head. Anyway, these are pretty cool. I like these little things. One of them, the original one, I think it was designed to go in a Honda as a value add, and it was just plopped in the trunk, apparently. It came with certain cars, if I remember right. Anyway, let's keep going. The next article is over in 4 Wheel Tech. Save 50% off this highly user-rated dash cam this July 4th. I won't go really deep into this. It's by Autoblog and Autoblog staff. The Rove R3 front, rear, and cabin dash cam is just $198. At first blush, I would feel that it's cool, but I don't know about in cabin, but whatever. The Rove R3 dash cam, front and rear, with cabin cam, $198. It's normally $400, so sounds like a deal. It's 1440 front, 1080 rear, 3-channel cam including front, rear view, and inside view, 150 degree wide angle front camera, 140 degree wide angle rear and inside cameras, and an f1.4 aperture, so it can see pretty well in the dark. Features super night vision, loop recording, motion sensing, 24-hour parking monitor, GPS, has USB-C input-output. Memory card isn't supported or isn't included, but you can go up to 512 gigs. That's weird. I would hope that it could handle more, but I don't know how much it's recording in a loop. Includes suction mount and 3M sticky mount. So no matter how much suction cup you have in some heat, that thing will just plop off because it loses its rigidity. So if you're interested in this, and whenever I talk to somebody about one of these things, I hear later like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I bought one. Because somebody dinks your car or whatever. Pretty cool. Anyway, want. The next article is over in Four Wheel Tech. I have a griddle. I don't have a grill. I didn't want to mess with the grill. And I like to cook eggs on a griddle and other things, vegetables and whatnot, cooked on a griddle are great. So let's go over to the source. It's again over at autoblog.com. Save hundreds on Blackstone, Weber, Ninja, Greenworks, and more. We don't have a relationship here in ohmTown with Autoblog or anybody. But whenever I see a deal and I want something, I'm happy to talk about it. Griddles are awesome. So you can do smash burgers directly on them, make eggs and make pancakes and do fish and all kinds of stuff on this thing. And you don't have to worry about it falling through the damn grate. It's propane, so you just put the tank in there and it's one and done. The only thing you have to really babysit is seasoning it, and the seasoning can wear off over time. So you have to keep on doing it, and then the problem becomes winterization and whatnot. So it eventually develops rust, and then you have to basically sand it all down and recondition it. But they've got a bunch of deals here, ranging from original kettle 22-inch charcoal grill to Blackstone, which is usually more expensive, but even these seem to be. A 17-inch propane griddle and charcoal grill combo is only $200. It is 17 inches, but you'd be surprised what you can accomplish with 17 inches. And then they have bigger ones that are later on. Beth 4th of July deals on griddles and skillets. Pizza ovens, I would go with the Uni. Although you need something, to put the Uni on, so you'll have to get a table. And like this one is this huge beast of a pizza oven. Like you can put logs in it. What the hell? That's a hell of a grill or a pizza oven. Let's see. That must be the Ninja wood fire pizza oven, 8-in-1 outdoor pizza, 5 pizza settings. Yeah, the Uni's really compact and can get higher than that temperatures and make little personal pizzas. Actually up to like 14-inch pizzas. Then it has air fryers and much more. So there's a lot of stuff here that I want, but come on, folks. Get out there. Stimulate the economy. Mayor Watt can't do it all by himself. Let's keep going. The next article is over on Reality Hacker. This brute of a power station will power almost anything, even AC. The EcoFlow Delta Pro 3 is a massive 4 kilowatt hour power station that fits into the home well, and with a little elbow grease can also hit the road. So you can have this in your garage and basically power your house. But it's $4,000 or $3,700. And so when a storm rolls through your neighborhood and takes out power, you might want something that fails over. And so if you don't swing the bat for something like a Tesla Powerwall or equivalent, you might want something like this. And some of these actually stack on top of each other, so you can extend this by quite a bit. At 115 pounds, it says it barely qualifies as portable, but I would say, unless it's bolted into your house, no, it's portable. But yeah, apparently it can manage to maintain a house for a little bit, but I would shut down everything that you can. Let's see here. Oh, they talk about various things, but it has this little command panel. The EcoFlow mobile app is as robust as ever. Once paired up, you can remotely monitor the Delta Pro 3 even outside your home network. You can remotely flip it on and off, get data on usage, set up automations, or really get in the weeds by establishing charge and discharge limits, scheduling tasks, tying in voice assistants like Alexa and Google Home. Of course, if you have other EcoFlow devices, you can also manage them here and have them work in concert with one another. Like I've got, I grow microgreens, and I'm actually augmenting it to automatically fill itself. And if power goes out, then it doesn't do anything. It doesn't maintain the lighting. It doesn't maintain the pumps. It doesn't maintain the airflow, fans, etc. But if you plop this down next to your farm, then you can sit there and let it keep on going with the power out, and then some. You're not going to be pulling down too much power, depending on the scale of your farm. But just imagine having the ability to just disconnect this thing, plug it into your house, and power your house when the power is out. So I love these things, but at $3,800, $3,700, it's quite the investment. And you never know when you need to blend or microwave, but I want them. I want these. All right, folks, and it looks like it comes with a solar charger as well. Yeah, I can't imagine how long that takes. The 400 watt panels are proportional to the Delta Pro 3, which is to say massive. So as long as the sun is out, you can actually charge them wherever they are. Just run that cord down to it and plug it in, and the interconnect, you could probably daisy chain several of these together. Yeah, I dig this. All right, let's keep going though. The next article is over in Reality Hacker again. I'm not sure why Digital Trends is putting it in Reality Hacker, but this is definitely a wanted. The classic Dyson Bladeless Fan has a $250 price cut, so you know your fan is pricey when it has a 3-digit price cut. John Alexander over at Digital Trends put the article together. Again, you can follow all the show notes right to the sources, and then from there, follow them to the deal that they're offering. And again, we don't have any relationship with Digital Trends or whoever they're linking to. We just aggregate a little snippet. So why should you buy the Dyson Hot Plus Cool HP7A? The word hot is particularly nasty right now if you live in the Northern Hemisphere or near the equator. But it's the first part of the trio of functionalities that a Dyson Hot Plus Cool HP7A provides. If it isn't fun to think about now, but come fall and winter, just know that this air purifier can heat up your space of about 290 square feet. No other purchases necessary, and no need to store the fan away in the garage. Now onto the cool part of the Dyson Hot Cool HP7A. It's bladeless cooling, air filtration. The fan uses air multiplier technology, an industry term for bladeless fans. When active, the fan draws air into the fully sealed body. This will become important again later. The air pushes out rapidly for a full room cooling effect. With this tech, there are no exposed blades like traditional fans, so curious fingers and wagging tails aren't at risk of injury. HEPA filter as well, but I like this hot and cool HP7A because of the hot and cool. So here in the mayoral mansion, the studio suite gets pretty steamy. I've got multiple monitors, 2 systems are running. I actually have a refrigerator in here, and there used to be more, but having this fan sitting somewhere on the other side of all of the sound deadening material on the walls, right? So anything that just keeps the sound down, I could put this thing somewhere and it'll stir up enough air and heat it if I'm cold or cool it if I'm hot. I think it's brilliant. So it says that it'll be $250 off the usual $650 price. So $400. So what do you think, everybody? Still want it? I still want it. Am I going to get it? Not going to get it. Next article is over in the Warcrafter channel. You can pick up a Steam Deck for its lowest price ever if you hurry. Valve 64 gig and 512 gig handhelds are 15% off through July 11th. The article is over at polygon.com. Alice Giovanni, put the article together. And it says that Valve is kicking off its Steam summer sale with an awesome discount on the Steam Deck. Right now you can pick up either the 64 or 512 version for 15% off. The 64 gig model is on sale for $296.65, and the 512 is $381.65. So it was $349 and $449 respectively. There isn't really much more to talk about this. They say while these slightly older models don't include the larger battery or OLED display featured in the Steam Deck OLED, the launch version of the Steam Deck remains a formidable alternative to other handheld options like Nintendo Switch or ROG Ally. I would go with the Steam Deck OLED myself, mainly because it is the latest. It's better with its power. It also is the latest technology, so you're not going to be kind of functionally out wondering, is it truly compatible, or is the performance going to suffer when I'm playing a game? I love the idea of the Steam Deck, but I just don't play portable. I like sitting at my desk and playing survival base building games primarily. Anyway, let's get into the rest of this, because the time machine is getting really hot, and I've got one more show, and then I've got to get ready for 4 more shows starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to start powering down the time machine, which pulls us back to Wanted, the front page of Wanted over at ohmTown.com. Be sure to follow us here on Twitch. Go over to YouTube, follow us and like us, and leave a comment there. You can't leave comments on Twitch other than live. And so there's like no reviews or anything like that, which is kind of a bummer. Plus there's no longevity. After 60 days, the oldest article or oldest stream that we have gets punted. That doesn't happen over on YouTube. It doesn't happen on the podcast, and it doesn't happen at ohmTown.com. There's a lot out there, folks. Go over to Patreon, follow us there. Just sign up and follow us there. If you want to support, then feel free to support. There's only one rank right there. I think that is available. And there's a Discord, so we've got everything. See you there. See you everywhere. And I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Just stick around. That would be great. Bye-bye.